Hello my dear fashion enthusiasts. We're heading to Milan to experience Gucci Spring-Summer 2025, where Sabato De Sarno continues to shape his vision with a certain restraint, but also real precision. And from the very first seconds something sets in. No dramatic build-up, no instant impact. Just an unexpected calm, as if everything has been intentionally slowed down to invite a different kind of attention. The atmosphere unfolds gradually without interruption, with a very clear control of rhythm and space. It draws you into something more grounded, almost introspective, and very quickly you realize this show lives in nuance, in detail, in that ability to let a silhouette exist without ever overloading it. Very quickly, a direction becomes clear. This is not a revolution. It's a deep adjustment. Sabato De Sarno isn't trying to impose a bold statement here, but rather to refine the language of Gucci. He reduces, clarifies, and channels, almost as if he's returning to something essential. And it completely changes how the show is perceived. This is no longer about layering ideas, but about building something far more controlled, almost methodical. The silhouettes arrive with a kind of quiet obviousness. They seem simple, but they never really are. Fluid dresses glide naturally over the body, draping the chest and shoulders with an elegance that echoes couture, without ever becoming too demonstrative. There's something very right about this approach, a way of letting the garment breathe, and this is where the details become essential. Gold bracelets placed high on the arms subtly structure the silhouette without restricting it. Fringes, delicately integrated into coats and dresses, catch the light with every step, adding a vibration that's almost imperceptible, yet crucial. Nothing feels spectacular, yet everything is designed to guide the eye. What's interesting is that this apparent softness is actually built on very precise construction. The coats are sharp, the lines are controlled, the volumes perfectly calibrated. There's a real balance between fluidity and structure, and that's exactly what gives the collection its strength. And at that moment, something begins to shift. The show never falls into pure nostalgia. It uses it as a starting point. The 60s appear in the background without ever being reproduced literally. You recognize certain codes, certain attitudes, but everything is filtered, softened, almost restrained. The return of the Gucci Jackie 1961 bag is a perfect example. The Gigi canvas too, reworked in retro tones, but treated in a much more contemporary way. Then the materials deepen the narrative. Lace gradually takes over through semi-transparent, embroidered silhouettes that play with the idea of revealing, without ever becoming too direct. It clearly continues that naked trend we've seen across recent seasons, but here it feels controlled, almost quiet. And at the same time, leather creates a counterpoint. Denser, more grounded. It moves through the collection in multiple forms: gloves, jackets, sharply tailored coats, in a palette ranging from black and brown to yellow, and that deep Ancora red that has become a signature. This contrast between the lightness of lace and the strength of leather gives the collection real depth. As the show progresses, the volumes gain presence. The silhouettes elongate, the coats become more imposing, leading to those final looks, worn with raised collars, almost brushing the floor with a quiet elegance. There's something extremely controlled in this progression, as if every passage had been carefully measured. Nothing breaks the flow. Everything connects. Everything moves forward naturally. And yet, a question remains. This constant restraint, this desire to stay within a very controlled space, does it at times limit the impact of the show? You can feel a sense of safety, as if risk is being deliberately avoided. And still, that's also what creates this very specific kind of elegance. A quiet luxury, almost silent, a way of existing without ever trying to dominate. And in a fashion landscape that often leans toward the spectacular, this choice can also feel like a strong statement in itself. So I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Does this more restrained vision speak to you? Or were you expecting something sharper, more radical from Gucci? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you very soon for another perspective on fashion.